Gopijana Vallabha Hari Gopijana Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanamchari Jamuna Tira Vanamchari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Jai Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe Radha Madhav Radha Madhav, Jai Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe, Jai Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe Radha Damodar Radha Damodar, Jai Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada, 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 Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti ki, Skandi BT, Founder Acharyas, Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jainitai Gaura Pimanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurundalitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Parakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabhadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kansana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Nara, Narayana Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva. Nasta Prayasavadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Utamashloke Bhaktir Bhavitinaistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Pranam Brahma Samitam Uttama Charitam Sakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasayanam The Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Granthara, as the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, as Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Surabhyaya Namaha. Om Surabhyaya Namaha. Om Surabhyaya Namaha. Mukham karoti vasaram pangum langayate girim yat tamaham bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Yat tamaham bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Bhagavatam class. We are continuing Canto number 1, chapter 4. And today we're reading text number
27, 26.
Yes, 26. God. So, chapter entitled, The Appearance of Sri Narada, text number 26. Evam pravrittasya sada bhutanam shreyasi dvijaha sarvat makenapi yada natusyad dridhayam tataha evam pravrittasya sada bhutanam shreyasi dvijaha sarvat makenapi yada natusyad dridhayam tataha evam pravrittasya sada bhutanam shreyasi dvijaha sarvat makenapi yada natusyad dhridayam tataha evam pravrittasya sada bhutanam shreyasi dvijaha sarvat makenapi yada natusyad dhridayam tataha
Evam pravrutasya sada
evam pravrittasya sada
bhutanam shreyasi dvijaha sarvatma kenapi yada
sarvatmane
natusya drutayam tataha
natusyadridhaman tataha
एवं प्रवतस्य सदा
evam pravrittasya sada
भूतानां श्रेयसि द्विजाः
bhutanam shreyasi dvijaha
सर्वतमकेनापि यदा
sarvatmakenapi yada
न तु स्याद दुर्योधनं तदा
natusyadridhayam tataha
evam pravritasya sada
evam pravrittasya sada
Bhutanam Shreyase Dijaha
Bhutanam Shreyasi Dvijaha
Sarvatma Kinapi Yadaha
Sarvatmaki Napi Yada
Natushyat Yadam Tataha
Natusyadridhayam Tataha
Evam pravritasya sada
Evam Pravritasya Sada
Bhutanam Shreyasi Dvija
Bhutanam Shreyasi Dvijaha
Sarvatmakena Piyada
Sarvatmaki Napi Yada
Natushadridayam Tataha
Natusyadridayam Tataha Evam thus Pravritasya
Pravritasya,
one who is engaged in
One who is engaged in
Sada
Sada,
always
always,
Bhutanam
Bhutanam,
of the living beings
of the living beings,
Shreyasi
Shreyasi,
in the ultimate good
in the ultimate good,
Dvijaha
Dvijaha,
O twice born
or twice born,
Sarvatmakena api
Sarvatmakena api
Mhm. By all means
by
by
all
all
means
means,
Yada
Yada
when
when
Na
Na
not
not
Atushyat
Atushyat
mm. Mm. Uh, become satisfied
become satisfied,
Hridayam
Hridayam,
mind
mind,
Tataha
Tataha
in that
in
and
okay. Mhm. A translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. O twice born Brahmanas, still his mind was not satisfied, although he engaged himself in working for the total welfare of all people. Kindly repeat after me. O twice born Brahmanas,
what twice born Brahmanas,
still his mind was not satisfied,
still his mind was not satisfied,
although he engaged himself
although he engaged himself
in working for the total welfare
in working for the total welfare
of all people.
of all people.
Purport. Sri Vyasadeva was not satisfied with himself, although he had prepared literatures of Vedic value for the all around welfare of the general mass of people. It was expected that he would be satisfied by all such activities, but ultimately he was not satisfied. So this is the continuing exchange, or narration rather, by Sutta Goswami of how Srila Vyasadeva met with his spiritual master, Srila Narada Muni. And here it mentions how, although he was engaged in working for the total welfare of all people, he was not satisfied. There are many people in the world who are engaged in what is called social work. So social work is, um, what is the word in Sanskrit? Upakar. There is upakar and there is, we should have a dictionary, Sanskrit dictionary with us, actually. They have actually online, right? So the devotees of the Lord are engaged in para upakar. Not only in upakar, upakar is, that's why in one lecture Prabhupada tells, those who are real social workers, they will become Hare Krishna devotees. Because the real social work, social welfare is the welfare of the soul. So many people are engaged in social work, social welfare activities, but ultimately they cannot fully satisfy people, nor can they themselves be fully satisfied. I know from personal experience, actually. I was before being a devotee. I was doing social work, actually, and because I had no connection with Krishna, so after some time, like not not satisfying, and also I could not bring the real solution to the problems. In social work, they have different branches, different areas of social work, just like juvenile delinquency. You know what juvenile delinquency? Some of our devotees were juvenile delinquents. Juvenile means young, uh, navayovanam, navayovanam. So people get in trouble usually when they're teenagers. You may recall your teenage years. Teenage life, just like our devotees, they tell, my little boy, he was chanting Hare Krishna when he was a young boy. He was so enthusiastic. He was coming, being full dhanyabats in the temple, and he liked to stand in front of the deities. Now, I don't know what happened. Now he's he's a teenager, and he lost all interest in Krishna. What to do? Because teenage, how many years? Teenage life? Yes, 13, teen. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 7 years. Yeah. So this is the narration here. We'll just continue reading to see how this unfolds. So although Srila Vyasadeva is the greatest scholar and writing so many books, still he was not content. Why he was not content? We'll find out. 27. Nati prasidad dridhaya
Nati prasidadridaya
sarasvatyastate shuchau
sarasvatyaste shuchau
vitarkayan vivitasta
vitarkayan vividasta
idam chovacha dharmavit.
idam chovasharmavi.
Translation: thus the sage, being dissatisfied at heart, at once began to reflect, because he knew the essence of religion, and he said within himself. Purport: the sage began to search out the cause of not being satisfied at heart. Perfection is never attained until one is satisfied at heart. This satisfaction of heart has to be searched out beyond matter. Yes. So how to become satisfied at heart is what will be unfolding in the next few verses here. Okay, 28, 29. Drita vratena hi maya
Drutavratena himaya
chandamsi gurabo gnaya
chandamsi gurubodhaya
manita nirvyalikena
manita nirvityena
grihitam chanus chanushasanam
vritam chanushashanam
bharata vyapadeshena
bharatavyapadeshana
yam yam nayarthascha pradarshitaha.
Yamna yatha cha pradarshita.
Drishyate yatra dharmadi
Drishyate yatra dharmadi.
Stri Shudra Dibir Apyuta.
Sri Shuddha Divyapyuta.
Translation: I have, under strict disciplinary vows, unpretentiously worshipped the Vedas, the spiritual masters, and the altar of sacrifice. I have also abided by the rulings and have shown the import of disciplic succession through the explanation of the Mahabharata, by which even women, Shudras and others, friends of the twice born, can see the path of religion. Purport: no one can understand the import of the Vedas without having undergone a strict disciplinary vow and disciplic succession. The Vedas, spiritual masters, and sacrificial fire must be worshipped by the desiring candidate. All these intricacies of Vedic knowledge are systematically presented in the Mahabharata. For the understanding of the women class, the labor class, and the unqualified members of Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya families. In this age, the Mahabharata is more essential than the original Vedas. Wow. The Mahabharata is more essential than the original Vedas. The similar point being made by Srila Jiva Goswami when he actually explains how we were discussing the other day, Vedas are at present incomplete, and also even if they were complete, people in Kali Yuga just don't have the ability to actually understand the Vedas because of they're being written in a very high level Sanskrit language. So therefore, the point actually being made by Srila Jiva Goswami is that the supplementary for us in Kali Yuga, the supplementary to the Vedas is more important. This is the point being made here. And of course, supplementary includes Itihas, part of which is Mahabharata, and also Puranas. So both of these are easier for the general mass of people because the general mass, majority of people in Kali Yuga are not very qualified, and they fall into these categories: women, laborer class, and the unqualified members of Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya. So vast majority of people who may be descendants of Brahmana, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, they have not followed strictly, isn't it? What does Shastra say about following samskaras? One must be able to trace out the samskaras going back 7 generations. We cannot even trace our samskaras for 1 generation, most people in Kali Yuga, isn't it? So therefore people are very less qualified, and therefore cannot don't have access and cannot understand the original Vedas. Okay, a few more verses here. Text number 30. Tatapi battame dayoho
पिबतमेदैषो
Yatma chaivatmana vibhuhu
यात्मा चैवात्मना विभु
asampanna iva bhati
असम्पन्ना इव भाति
brahmavarchasya sattamaha.
ब्रह्मवर्चस्य सत्तमः
Translation: I am feeling incomplete, though I myself am fully equipped with everything required by the Vedas. Purport: Undoubtedly, Srila Vyasadeva was complete in all the details of Vedic achievements. Purification of the living being submerged in matter is made possible. Hare Krishna. Is made possible by the prescribed activities in the Vedas, but the ultimate achievement is different. Unless it is attained, the living being, even though fully equipped, cannot be situated in the transcendentally normal stage. Srila Vyasadeva appeared to have lost the clue and therefore felt dissatisfaction. Okay, text 31. Kim va bhagavata dharma
किं वा भागवतधर्मः
na prayena nirupitaha
न प्रायेण निरूपिता
priya paramahamsanam
प्रिया परमहंसानां
taeva yatsuta priyaha.
एव इत्युतप्रिया
Translation and purport: This may be because I did not specifically point out the devotional service of the Lord, which is there both to perfect beings and to the infallible Lord. Purport: The dissatisfaction which was being felt by Srila Vyasadeva is expressed herein in his own words. This was felt for the normal condition of the living being in the devotional service of the Lord. Unless one is fixed in the normal condition of service, neither the Lord nor the living being can become fully satisfied. This defect was felt by him when Narada Muni, his spiritual master, reached him. It is described as follows. So, yeah, this description, okay, yeah, we're at the end of this chapter, so I think we'll finish the chapter, which is making the point that one may be learned in Vedic knowledge. Where is that verse in the Brahma Samhita? Vedeshu durlabam adurlabam atmabhaktao govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. So Lord Brahma is explaining how Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha. No, it's another verse. The essence is that even one may have so much, actually most people who are well versed in Shastra, they have so much knowledge, but when they are not connected with the essence, and what is the essence? Vedaisya sarvaya aham eva vedyo vedanta krit vedavid eva saham, means connected with Krishna. Then one will feel that something is missing. So this is what is being described here. There's just 2 verses to finish this chapter, so we'll just read those as well. This is text 32. Tasyaivam akilam atmanam
Tasyevam kilam atmanam
manya manasya kidyatah
manyamanasya kidha
krishnasya narado vyagad
Krishnasya narodhyad
ashramam pag udaritam.
Ashramam Radhatam.
Translation and purport. As mentioned before, Narada reached the cottage of Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa on the banks of the Saraswati, just as Vyasadeva was regretting his defects. Purport. The vacuum felt by Vyasadeva was not due to his lack of knowledge. Bhagavad Dharma is purely devotional service to the Lord, to which the monist has no access. The monist is not counted amongst the Paramahamsas, in bracket, the most perfect of the renounced order of life. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narrations of the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Although Vyasadeva was an empowered divinity, he still felt dissatisfaction because in none of his words were the transcendental activities of the Lord properly explained. The inspiration was infused by Sri Krishna directly in the heart of Vyasadeva, and thus he felt the vacuum as explained above. It is definitely expressed herewith that without the transcendental loving service of the Lord, everything is void. But in the transcendental service of the Lord, everything is tangible without any separate attempt at fruitive work or empiric philosophical speculation. And the last verse of this chapter, Tam abhignaya sahasa prachutta yagatam munihi pujayam asabidhivan naradam sura pujitam. At the auspicious arrival of Sri Narada, Sri Vyasadeva got up respectfully and worshipped him, giving him veneration equal to that given to Brahmaji, the creator. Purport. Vidhi means Brahma, the first created living being. He is the original student as well as a professor of the Vedas. He learned it from Sri Krishna and taught Narada first. So Narada is the second Acharya in the line of spiritual disciplic succession. He is the representative of Brahma, and therefore he is respected exactly like Brahma, the father of all Vidhis, regulations. Similarly, all other successive disciples in the chain are also equally respected as representatives of the original spiritual master. Thus then, the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Appearance of Sri Narada. So tomorrow we'll begin text number, chapter 5, which is entitled Narada's Instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam for Vyasadeva. Any thoughts or questions? Welcome to our Abhinandan Prabhu and friend. Yeah. Yes, that was close.
I would like to ask regarding the social work.
Social work.
Social work.
Yes.
You can see that today there are devotees who like connect the social welfare work with spiritual spiritual guidance, or because for example there is Bhakti Recovery Group.
There is what?
Bhakti Recovery Group
Bhakti Recovery Group.
for people like who were previously, for example, addicted to some intoxicants, and uh, they are they have like opportunity to come in contact with devotional service,
Uh-huh.
and also yeah, the devotee who started this project was previously probably
A social worker.
social worker. So he uses also these like regular processes for
How long this group has been around?
maybe 10 years.
Oh, is it? Bhakti Recovery. I've never heard of it. Well, uh, everyone in the material world who is not a devotee uh, is somehow attached or addicted, isn't it, to material nature, either in gross or subtle forms. So the real lasting recovery, and this is the point that is being made here, of course, the real, the actual, and the only recovery, permanent recovery, permanent health, restoring one to permanent health, is actually reconnecting with bhakti, which is the essence of spiritual life, uh, the culmination of spiritual life is the process of bhakti, which is, of course, only possible when the Krishna factor comes in the picture. So that's why our acharyas make that difference between simply, Brahmananda. Brahmananda is one level of ananda, the uh, understanding that we are not this body, but there is a higher level of ananda, and ultimately, unless one reaches that other level of ananda, which is premananda, prema, and prema, as Prabhupada mentions, when is prema possible? Prema is possible when there are two. When there is a beloved and a love, yeah, two individuals engaged in a loving relationship. You cannot have love just without another individual. So that is where the flaw of Mayavad or impersonalism, it is devoid of these two, the jiva, Atma, and the supreme original personality of Godhead, Paramatma. So this is bringing us to what is called, the essence or the heart of the Bhagavatam. And that is why, of all the Vedic literatures, the Srimad Bhagavatam in particular. Yeah. So devotees, there are so many ways in which we can bring people back. And Prabhupada always encouraged that devotees, he would use the expression, tax their brains. You should tax your brains to see how you can spread Krishna consciousness, bring people back to their original natural state of Krishna Nityadas, eternal servants of Krishna. So it's just like we have devotees who go to in prison. Prison preaching is quite effective. You know, we have people in prisons who are chanting Hare Krishna and who are or devotees. Of course, we are all in the prison of the material world. The whole, you know, Durga, whole material world is described as a prison house, and we are forced to remain in the prison until it and unless we find the key. The key is bhakti, actually. So yeah, there are different ways. We call like outreach. So many outreach programs have been introduced by devotees to, in different ways, reconnect, bring back lost souls to Krishna consciousness. So that is, whenever we introduce the Krishna factor, the bhakti factor, then that is the real welfare work that is called para upakar. Yeah. Not just ordinary social welfare, but the supreme welfare work, which is reawakening within the heart our dormant love for Krishna, the propensity of love, as explained in our Shastra. Krishna Bhakti Nitya Siddha. Sadhya Kabunoi Sravanadi Sudachite Kara Eudoy. Nitya Siddha. This activity of bhakti, it is the eternal quality and eternal perfection. So there are different ways in which, innovative ways that devotees have found and will continue to find also. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Sri Prabhupada ki, Gaura Pimanandi.
Vande Sachidagam Swami Maharaj ki.